Hey, welcome back. What's going on, everyone? What's going on, guys? This is episode 81. We're back for a new episode of Une Sports. You are joined with your host, Richie and Mike. What's going on, Mike? It's been a long time.
What up? Yes, that's what I was about to say. It has been a very long time.
Indeed. This is
Yeah.
episode 81. Always available on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. And also, we also have our Twitter handle in the descriptions. You can always, discuss with us, and we're always here.
For sure.
Mike, you were just saying pre-production that you have a game that you play now. Like, what
Yeah.
game is it?
Yeah. So like I think like about a month ago now, I finally caved in. I bought a PS5.
And by the way, we're
Uh,
waiting for you.
yeah, I
Book
still
club,
yeah, I know.
book club, man. We got mad positions open, man. We got the number six
I gotta
wingers. You name it.
I gotta figure out the game a little bit. But I bought FIFA and I still haven't even installed the game.
Stole it yet?
It's still in its package.
Well, at least you have it.
Yeah, but those were I bought Elden Ring.
You got a
and
good
FIFA.
3 months with it though, cause
Yeah.
you what's gonna come out very soon.
Yeah. So I bought Elden Ring and FIFA, and all I've been playing for the last month is Elden Ring.
Is that
That's
the game that Kai
Kai
Cenat is
Cenat,
playing?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. What kind of game is it? Like, what do you
It's
do?
it's not sure. It's an adventure RPG game. Well, I can't say it's really a role-playing game because you only play with one character, but you could change the character. You could change
What's the scenery?
it's like Game of Thrones, bro.
It's
Literally like Game of Thrones. It's George R.R. Martin that co-wrote a lot of the lore of the game.
so
So
you're a knight.
technically yes and no.
What are
Technically
you?
yes and no.
Do you have like a sword?
There's Yeah, you have a
Okay.
sword.
You're just not a knight.
Yeah, you're just not a knight. But
You're
it's a
loose.
crazy story.
Pause.
Like when I say like it's like Elden Ring, Lord of the Rings type shit, like it
Yeah.
is
All right.
it
I
is
can see how fun it is.
yeah, but it's a difficult game too, man. Like it's
You have
so
a
hard.
horse?
Yeah, you have a
Okay,
horse.
I can see that. It might be fun. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Oh, you like
Uh,
or you make like is it a mission or like or you just
yeah,
free?
you do quests. There's a main storyline in the game of course. So there's a lot of quests and a lot of missions that you got to do to progress the story.
Is there an online
Uh
world?
yeah, there's an online world as
Oh,
well.
okay.
Yeah. Honestly, like if you don't play online, I don't even know how you play a game, honestly, because like it's so difficult. Like there's
To
like
play like the regular game, like with
yeah,
like the
cuz
story
like
mode.
yeah, cuz
I
there's
mean,
like
Call of Duty
there's
story mode is always lit. Do that.
But in this game, there's like an option where you could actually leave messages. So, like people that progress the game, they leave messages that other players could actually read, and it will let you know like what to do, like in certain situations. Like, there's like areas where there's like multiple enemies trying to ambush you and they're gonna kill you. So they'll like leave a little message that's like, hey, watch out for your left. Hey, there's a
Really?
group ahead. Yeah.
I thought
It's so
everyone about their like about the
yeah.
game, but bro, like that's cool.
Yeah.
Like, do you
It's a
guys you can
fantastic.
talk with them also, right? No, like no, not really.
Yeah, if you want to, if you play online and people invade you, like, so the thing is that, like, if you play online, people can invade your world as well, like, and they could come in and kill you.
Yeah, I hate
They
that.
could come in and kill your character.
I can
Uh,
see that. It's
so,
fun.
so yeah, you could,
Once you
it's
told me
just,
there's a horse sword, yeah, it's lit.
so it's just like, I guess it's just like, Call of Duty lobbies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You could communicate with the players that you're playing if you want
Or
to.
even on GTA too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's pretty dope. Well, we're still waiting for you on the full club. I need to. I mean, I'm gonna start recording and put them vids on YouTube, and that'd be fun. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Um. So Well, so we haven't pod in a while,
Mm-hmm.
so we apologize. But we have a very thin docket. I mean, but before we start, like we have two soccer competitions that are running right now, and the NBA draft is starting tonight as well.
Mm-hmm.
But the Euro 2024, the group stage is finally over, and we I can say we had a very odd first phase, like because if you're looking at the bracket, Mike, it's very very heavy on one side because a couple teams that finished second and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. I can name you right now the round of 16.
Yep.
Um,
Let's hear it.
yep. So Spain is gonna play against Georgia. That's on Sunday at 3 p.m. That's still on the left side. So on the left side, you got Germany playing Denmark. It's a good
Mm-hmm.
game. Saturday at 3 p.m. Still on the left side. You have Portugal, who lost today against Turkey. No, who lost against
Georgia.
Georgia, actually 2-0. But Portugal is going to play Slovenia on Monday, July 1st at 3 p.m. And the last one, it's France versus Belgium.
And that's on the
And
left
that's
side
on
as well.
Monday. Yep, left side. So if, let's say, for example, like Spain and Georgia, like who do you have as a favorite? Probably Spain, right?
Yep.
So if Spain wins and Germany wins against Denmark, so Germany is going to play against Spain. If Portugal wins against Slovenia and France beat Belgium, France is gonna play against Portugal in quarterfinals. So right in the quarterfinals, you have already two games that are like finals potential. And on the other side, you have Romania that's gonna play Netherlands. That's one of the games that's gonna be on Tuesday. You have Austria against Turkey. You have England versus Slovakia, and the last one is Italy versus Switzerland. So you have teams like Italy, England. Um, I don't want to say Netherlands because I don't really consider them as going to the finals. But you have Italy and England
I
that
mean,
are not
they're a
necessarily.
talented group though.
Which one?
The Netherlands, they're a
Netherlands.
talented
Yeah,
group.
no, no. The
Yeah.
reason I'm saying is because they're super young.
Yeah.
They're still trying to find themselves. I think they're doing very well in the competition, but I don't see it. I don't see them taking it to the next step. Gakpo is having a very good competition. Xavi Simons, so it's very good for young player development. Now you can see like Xavi Simons like right now, he's 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 gonna be a solid starter for Netherlands. I don't really believe they have good strikers.
Definitely don't.
Um, the midfield is not the best, and the defense as well, like Van Dijk, and I would probably start the guy from Tottenham.
Van de Ven. Isn't
Yeah,
he isn't he starting at left back for them, basically?
no, no,
No, he's not.
no,
Wow.
because
Okay.
it's Van Dijk and De Vrij. Well, Ake is actually playing as left.
Okay. Well, yeah. It's not a great tactic, but then again, it's Louis van
The
Gaal,
guy from
so
AC Milan is playing well.
it's Louis van Gaal.
Rangers.
I'm not I'm not shocked by the
Okay.
tactics, the
But
tactical decision.
but just to tell you, like this is what the potential
So what you're
on the
telling me
other
is that England
and Italy could go to the
has the
finals,
biggest opportunity to get to the European
even if they're
Championship
playing
Finals
like
again.
dog crap. They can actually make it. They just have to beat either Italy or Netherlands, which is doable. You
Yes,
don't have to be perfect to win. You know,
yes, it is. I
I'm
think after
actually
I think after Southgate, it's gonna be really interesting what they do. I think they really have to. So What's the last uh, foreign
like
manager they had? Capello.
Capello.
Yeah,
I
is
think
that the
so.
last foreign manager?
I'm gonna check for you.
I think they really have to progress forward and like get like I don't know, man, like a Spanish coach, a Brazilian
German
or
Cup, like
yeah,
something like
like
that.
it's just that, dude, y'all got to start playing some progressive, you know, type of football, man. This pragmatic approach of like of Southgate, and that's why I was so upset when he was rumored to be like on the Manchester United radar. I was like, what? With what credentials? What has he done, man? Like, dude, like this guy is like terrible at managing. Like he's an awful coach, awful tactician. All the dude likes to do is wear suit jackets. That's his best thing. Like he keeps a good trim beard and wears suit jackets really nice. That's what he does. Like he sucks at managing a football team, man.
I think he's being more exposed. Yeah, it looks like it's Fabio Capello. That was the
Yeah.
last
And then
international.
Sven Goran Eriksson, like years ago, ages,
Yeah.
eons ago.
After Capello, it was Stuart Pearce, Roy Hodgson, Sam Allardyce.
Yeah, like all British.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they got to get away from that, man. It's just not happening
I
for
would,
them.
if I'm them, I would probably knock on Klopp's door and be like, "Hey, what's your future looking like?
Yeah,
You want a year? You have it. We can have someone. Just it depends. I don't know, like, cause I think he said he wanted to a year break, but I would still ask him because like it's obvious, like he's not gonna be there. Um,
yeah.
he has more talent than in the World Cup because in addition, you add um, oh my God, Palmer. Who do you add again as a young? You added a couple other talents, and the team's actually not even playing well because you don't know how to position them. That's one, and that yeah, individually maybe they can have some magic, but I think in their heads they're like ooh, like it's so bad that you know when it's so bad for a team and then you just don't feel like playing anymore because everyone
Yeah.
is doing nothing and it becomes mental at this point. I think the team got to that point because I feel like people still believe that, hey, he's a bad coach, but we still have individual talent. You have Bellingham who had a very decent season with Real Madrid. You have Foden that had a good the English Premier League best player, right? He
Yep.
was named, yeah, and then you have a revelation with Cole Palmer. You still have Saka had a good season. You have Kane that netted almost 40 goals. You know, you have stuffs, and then you're
Yeah.
still not able to do anything. You have arguably the best right back in the world. You have Stones that became smarter under. You have
Under
people.
Pep.
I
Yeah,
almost
but
said you have Rodri too. I
but
forgot.
I think the thing with I mean like as you said like one of the best right backs in the world, but I think he's like stuck in this situation of like he doesn't want to expose Trent at right back and fielding him in midfield instead and starting Kyle
Bro, just
Walker
put
at
him on the bench.
Kyle Walker exactly. It's like dude,
Yeah.
if you're gonna go with the more defensive approach, like that's what you want? All right, we're just gonna start Kyle Walker, put a more natural midfielder in there. Like, yes, we know the kid has the potential, but
Or
this
put
isn't
Stones. Put Stones with Declan Rice. You got
yeah.
another center back. You know,
Like I think
or
Ian
play
Wright.
Walker as a center back. He could do it.
Yeah, Ian Wright said something, that a lot of people said that was flagrant. They're like, yo, play soccer at left back and bring in Cole Palmer because, Cole Palmer is actually doing the more progressive things. Like, I mean, these are the things as a football coach that there are difficult decisions to make, especially when it comes to international duty, because you have a whole bunch of players who are deserving. But at the end of the day, you got to find the best fit and the right the right players that works for the team. And is Saka is Foden is well not Foden, but is Cole Palmer better than Saka? I don't think
Huh?
so.
No,
But is Cole Palmer better in a certain area
probably.
than Saka? 100%. Is he better at progressing balls forward? Like, Saka is a guy that's probably going to do a little bit more take-ons. He has a little bit more pace. Like, he has better finishing ability. Yes.
Like
But
for the first game, it was they noticed that Postage was on him. So like yeah, he's gonna eat. And he did. Like you
so
had to give him the ball because he won most of the one-on-ones against coaches because he's not a natural defender. He's like a wing back.
yeah.
So like you said, like certain areas, some players are better than others.
It's like, those are the
But
decisions that you have to make, man.
I
And
think
I
it's
don't
already
think he's
too late for
making it.
decision at this point. He's not gonna make decisions in the round of 16. He's gonna
Yep,
go with the
he's
same
not.
team and hope that they do better. Like
Mister, we don't have a natural
No, he's
replacement
out.
for
Yeah, he's out,
for
man.
for
Like, bro,
Calvin
if you out
Phillips.
in a round of 16, you out, bro.
We don't have a natural replacement
Replacement for
for
Calvin
Calvin
Phillips. I wonder
Phillips.
what the pundits are saying about him now, because he was a like he had a lot of pressure building, but at this moment the pressure is very high. But I just want to know what they're saying. Or they're saying like, wow, we have a manager that doesn't know what he's doing, or are they saying that he should do a couple changes, like for example, he did with the Trent and Alexander and then put in I'm not even sure if he wanted to do this because
Conor Gallagher.
didn't he take Gallagher like this very early?
Yeah.
He took him on
Yeah.
like
Yep.
probably didn't want to do it. Just go,
And
might as well just
and
go with Trent again.
and he brought in Kobe Mainu.
But like he doesn't really know what he's doing, Mike. So
Yep. 100%.
like you said, maybe I don't know who's gonna be available. Guardiola is like out of contract in 2025. I don't know if they have an extension yet.
I mean, the World Cups is in
It's
2026, so
if you
it
have a
just
great coach like Klopp and Pep, you could hire him
that's
in
what I'm saying.
2025.
Like, maybe
It'll
you
be all right.
say like, hey, you knock on Klopp's door, like you said, and
Yeah.
be like, hey, man, listen, I know you said you wanted to take a
Hey,
year, but
buddy.
how about 6 months? How about you come back in January? you know, how about you come back in January? Spend time with your family on
Yeah.
Christmas, all that stuff, and come back in
Get those
January.
white hair go back again, and then it's a cool job. You're not gonna be there every weekend, you know.
Yeah.
The major tournament is just the World Cup, so you're gonna. But hey, it's a relaxed job. It's a work from home. But yeah, so we'll see. So what's your quickly before we move to a different topic? Like, what's your take on the games? Like Spain versus Georgia, who's gonna win?
I mean, it should be Spain. You know,
There's no should be.
yeah,
Who's gonna win?
it's Spain.
Okay.
It's Spain.
Okay. Germany and Denmark.
That's a tough game, man. But I
Why do I
can't go
feel like
against
you
my
want to say
boy.
Dan?
No,
Like
no, no, no.
Cruz,
I can't go against my boy Cruz,
the
man.
third center back? He's
I
literally a
can't.
center back
I can't go
because they're
against him.
playing with Rudiger and Ta, and then he's literally next to them. I'm like,
Okay,
okay, they're playing with three center backs, and they play a very high line too. Portugal, Slovenia. Can't go against your
Portugal
your guy.
can't go
Okay.
against him at 40, 40
Belgium,
at
40.
41.
Is he
For-
41? Nah, Mike.
Yeah,
He's
he's
not.
41. He's
No,
41.
wait. Nah,
Yeah, he's
nah, he's not
41,
yet.
bro.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? He's not.
He's 41, bro.
Come on, man. You don't
He's
know your
41
GOAT's
or
age. He's
40.
39. See?
Nah, that's
He's
cap.
gonna
He's
be
41.
41 I think you're thinking about the World Cup. Um, or you're just adding drama so you could be like, oh shit, it's 41, and he's still like Belgium versus France.
That's a tough game as well.
It's not. It's not.
I,
Belgium is not. It's not it.
who's coaching them now?
Especially if you're gonna have what do you say?
Who's coaching them now?
Belgium?
Yeah.
Great question.
But yeah, I'm
I
gonna go
got
with
you.
France. Shout outs to N'Golo Kante coming out from Saudi Arabia, still performing at a high level for France.
France got some
Um,
issues too.
oh, 100%. But I feel like again that I think that's the gripe with a lot of football fans is the fact that
Domenico Tedesco?
I never heard of him. I'm pretty sure I heard of him. I just don't remember who he
Uh,
is. Yeah, man, that's the gripes with a lot of football fans is the fact that teams are just not performing up to scratch, man. Like, and I mean, I've had my eye on Mbappe for the past 4 months now, since he's mostly transitioning to a number nine, really.
I, I'm just wondering
Um,
why is he starting as a number nine in
yeah.
France?
You got Giroud. Yeah, I
I
understand
understand that
he's
he
he's
doesn't
old.
track back, but they've been playing him on the left. Why change now?
Yeah. Or
I know
even play
Giroud's like an
or even
age and stuff like
play.
that, but just have someone play the hold up play because it's not like the strikers need. I mean, they need to score. They could score, but like the whole most of the point is to put your best player in your team comfortable. And as a number nine, he was decent against Poland, but he's always at his best when he's cut it in and can put that curveball.
So let me ask you this. Do you think it
Yep.
could be a suggestion from him to the coach because he knows he's going to Madrid and that's been the plan for,
So he could practice now
yeah,
in a
so he could
Euro.
learn the position. Because that's the
That's a great
confusing thing.
question, but
That's yeah. Go ahead.
that's a hell of a tournament to like, like to it's a great question. I think that I don't think so. I don't believe so because like I think personally I think he's gonna play number nine in Real Madrid, but I don't think he would ask to play that position when he
Mhm.
knows he wants he wants to crash the tournament. It means like he wants to be the best player of the tournament. He wants to score a lot of goals. He wants to take his team to the promised land to be like, okay, that's Mbappe's team because he hasn't had the World Cup starting beginning in the World Cup, it was him and Griezmann, but it was still him. He wanted to continue that wave. Nah, I think he would
Okay.
prefer to be on the left because that's where he's most comfortable and at his best. But that's a great thought process because I could see him accepting to play it since Deschamps probably like, you know what? It's probably best we keep him like the same as Paris Saint-Germain. You have the liberty anyways to go to the wing whenever you want and interchange with whoever is playing that position, either Barcola or Thuram. Um, but I don't see him asking that.
Because the thing that's confusing
If
to
he
me
did,
is
they'll
that
probably say yes though.
Thuram hasn't really played as a left winger since he transferred to Anteo. Like
Intel, yeah. Yeah.
he's been playing centrally. That's where
Yeah.
he's been playing. Obviously, of course, he drifts out wide every now and then,
Yeah,
but
he does what he has to be
he's
done
the
to
supporting striker for Lautaro.
Lautaro,
That's
exactly.
you
Just
know,
like Lukaku when Lukaku
yeah,
was there.
he hasn't really played that position since he left Borussia Mönchengladbach. So I don't. That's why like it was a little bit confusing to me that he would be the one that starts in the middle instead, and then Mbappe starts
Maybe he was trying
out
to do the
left.
same thing he did when in the finals when he took
Mm,
out Dembele and Giroud and put Thuram and see like how they can interchange well.
okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
thinking. But that's
Mm-hmm.
weird too. When I saw him starting as number, nine, I'm like, okay, Deschamps going that route too. It's kind of weird because your best player is good at the left, and then you just have him because he's not like you said, like you always like saying that he's not a good number nine. He's not a good number nine because he doesn't really play the
Because
position.
the thing is that we know the level that this kid could play at, and like when you look at him playing as a number nine, it's just like, bro, it's just such a letdown
My
sometimes, man.
only
It's just
issue is
like
like the style of number nine that he is. He has to play with wingers like Grealish, guys who are not gonna cross the ball, who's gonna maintain the
possession.
possession and wait for you, combine with you and look for when you make those run, not specific centrally, but on that half space. But when you're playing with wingers that crosses like Dembele and Barcola when they started, like who they're gonna cross it to? Because you're not gonna be there.
Or
Because you're
the
not a real number nine. You're just roaming
yeah,
around and finding comfortable spots to do whatever you want to do and take on defenders.
yeah.
So
Because
it depends of the fits too.
I'd rather the arguably the best player in the world with his ability to be more on the ball than less
So we'll see.
for sure.
Yeah, we'll see. Um, that almost didn't have you do the other side. Netherlands and Romania.
Netherlands.
Okay. You seem very keen on that team. Like
I
you
mean, it's
have
not
them.
that I'm keen.
You have them winning, Mike.
They've always been disappointing. Like especially over the last couple of years, like they've
Yeah.
been disappointing because they have a good talent pool.
Hmm.
Obviously, in certain areas, like you said, the striker position they're lacking, and the midfield over the
The
last maybe three
and
years
also
or
losing
so.
Frankie De Jong is not the
Yeah,
best.
over the last 3 years or so, like yeah, there's some good players, but they've had injuries already. Coop Miners, I think, got injured before the
Yeah.
tournament as well.
Yeah.
So, they're
Correct.
missing some midfielders, but they
But you
have
you could see potential.
exactly. They
Yeah.
got good talent
They could be
pool.
ready for 2026
Yeah.
with like those players like Xavi Simmons,
Gapco, like you
Brechners,
said, yeah.
Gakpo. They're gonna be
D-
older. They're
D-
gonna have more experience in their team. They're gonna be more wise. So when you
Jeremy
get better, I know. They
Frimpong,
just don't have a number nine.
Dumfries, all that stuff.
Yeah.
They got some solid talent on that team.
Yeah. And they still have Gravenberch. I don't know how they're gonna insert him on the team because I know like he had a headbutt with the team
Hmm.
last year. Because I think something about like they had him. they told him to go train with the U20 or something like that, and he didn't. I'll probably have to go get that story,
Yeah.
but he's on the team. I forgot about that. Even Bergwijn is on the team.
I mean,
They used to play as a,
he's
they used to
lining it
play as
up
a number.
in the Eredivisie, so he got to be there.
That's gonna be a great game. Turkey versus Austria. It's gonna be a great game. Who do you have?
Yes.
And I don't even think you know who's gonna win.
I mean, I'd have
I'll
to
go
go
with
with
Austria.
Ranić right now because
Bionic Ball.
he got the momentum going. But Turkey's always a team to watch in
Yeah.
tournaments. That team
Remember
has.
2008
Do I? Even 2002. I think that's when they went
in
to
the World Cup? Yeah,
to
when
the
they went to the
semis.
semifinals, Brazil,
Yeah.
and then Ronaldo had that kind of like a how do I like that kind of like it's like a cheap shot kind of. And Wustu was like, this wasn't even a great strike. I'm
Yeah.
like, you got beat by this, but it was
uh
really tricky shot. So
Yeah. So, there's always a team to pay attention to in
between
tournaments
true,
because I feel like teams like that, like, in some Africans teams, like when they're all locked in, they come
they could be
together as a
very
team.
dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They come together as a real unit in tournaments
yeah.
and they really perform really, really well for their country.
Hmm.
So I would always be careful and mindful of what Turkey does in a tournament.
England, Slovakia.
Should be England, but hey
What do you mean
man,
should it should?
I
If they lose that
I
one,
mean,
like yo,
I'm ready for slander, bro. I'm just ready
you
for
want to
all the
see that they
downfall.
lose.
The most hype meme when the tournament started was with Kane, the picture with the pilot, his like,
Yeah,
hey, keep the engine running.
keep the
We
engine
won't be
running.
long, mate. But yeah, I gotta go with the heavy favorites in that matchup. It should be England.
What about Italy versus Switzerland?
That's another tough game
That's
too,
a
in my
tough game.
opinion.
I
That's
could
another
see Italy
tough game too,
lose,
in my
but
opinion.
never know.
I'm going with what Craig Burley said. Craig Burley said, the first team that they meet of quality in this tournament, Italy's going to go down. I think this is where they take an early exit.
Italy,
Yeah, I think that's where they take an early
ciao.
exit, man. Yeah, bye bye.
Bye bye. All right.
Go
If Italy
enjoy.
goes through and England goes through, they're gonna meet
Yeah,
in
go
the
enjoy
quarterfinal.
summer vacation.
Yeah.
Capillari, whatever his name is, the dude
Oh,
that
the dude from
everybody's.
salivating for the
Yeah,
dude.
bro.
I mean, he did
Like.
have a good season with Bologna. They don't get TV time. When I say TV time, there is a channel, but they don't get a lot of exposure because people tend to think that the Premier League and what? Okay, the Premier League is the best league, but this sign he's probably gonna go out soon.
Mhm.
Like I could see him going to like a Juventus or something like that. We'll see. But yeah, they're salivating for that kid right now. Tournaments. So yeah, so that was your take, and don't have much to say about the tournament. So let's move to the next one quickly. Mike, um, who's gonna win the Copa America for you,
Oh man, I think it's gonna be Argentina again.
Tina?
Yeah, I think
Any
it
on top
is.
of your head, do you think that Brazil should make some changes in the lineups?
So who did they start? They started a
They
guy left
started
back I've
Rodriguez
never heard
nine.
of.
They started
Never.
Vinny at the left, Rodrigo in
Uh,
the middle. He's like a kind of free false 9-10
okay. And
because he
Paqueta right behind.
Paqueta and yeah, Paqueta, Guimarães, and Joao. Guimarães was a little bit like deeper next to Joao, and then Paqueta roaming around, trying to support the wingers, trying to progress the ball, which he didn't really do well.
Mhm.
But I think Brazil played overall like a good game, a decent game as expected. But that low block was like they were not breaking, and then also double into Vini. You also got to do better. And on defense, they started Marquinhos and Eder Militao, and on the right was Danilo, and on the left your guy that you never heard of.
I mean, and if
So
if any of our listeners are wondering like, hey, how why isn't Mike watching the Copa America. I was like, hey man, I've been on this train for
Arana.
a few months now. Um, Maybe beginning of the year. Told Richie in our sports group chat, this Brazil team is absolute ASS, man. Terrible, terrible team. No leadership, no real leadership. Um, and yeah, some of these individual talents like Vinicius and Rodrigo, they could be doing well at Real Madrid, but when it comes to like Brazil, there's different tactics, there's different personnel and all that stuff. And I just really don't like their players, like, in that in that yellow and green jersey, man. It's just not doing it for me. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at the roster right now. Like, who do they have as a striker? They have Endrick,
Kendrick.
Evanilson. Um, I mean, probably in my opinion, maybe
Yeah, I got a Pepe.
you probably look into that. Maybe you probably
I was
start
thinking, yeah.
Evanilson as a striker
I
instead
would
of
start Evan Nilsson because because I saw Vinny and Rafinha getting a couple crosses. So if you're gonna go that route and then get a couple crosses, get a guy tall a little bit, and then just Hendrick should be like a coming in the 76ers. He has
yeah.
energy. He could be there in the box from randomly and the ball comes in front of him and then he got a good strike. That's what I need you for. But yeah, I would start probably you have to start a striker after seeing this. You have to create more opportunities to the goal.
And the other thing I'm looking at is honestly, like looking at the team. I mean, I haven't seen Aranya play, so you could fill me in on how he did.
Well, he was my thing is that I feel like he needed to do more overlaps because at the moment that they double team in Vinny,
Mhm.
you have to help him get the defender out at some point.
So make some runs in
Yeah,
behind.
like make some runs like Fellerman is not the best offensive player, but sometimes he makes some runs to free up Vinny because it's not all the time Vinny's gonna look for Fellerman doing the overlap. Now you have a one-on-one because the other defender he has kind of like even if even if he thinks that Vinny's gonna try to cut in and do a couple dribbles or like but you have to he didn't do that as much. It was more of some back passes protecting the ball, combined a little bit with Vinny, but nothing really dangerous or anything.
Mhm.
I feel like Rafinha and Danilo was a little bit better combining, even though it was not that great. But at this point, man, get Jan Kuto.
That's exactly where I was going.
Get it. Like he's a
Think.
winger,
Yeah.
he's a wing back. He's gonna help
Yeah.
because
You know,
you have to give him attention too, because he's very good with the ball.
that's exactly where I was going. So
Kind of see,
this,
yeah.
go
I
ahead,
was
go ahead,
gonna
go
say
ahead.
like I know Vinny has to do better, but also like create some space for him, like because he's still good
Exactly.
one-on-one player. If not, if he's not doing well at that moment, well, Brazil's not for him.
Because this is one of the things that I was saying about this team. Like when you're looking at the wing backs, for
Yeah,
example, like Danilo is 55 years old, man. Like this isn't a guy that's like,
he's not gonna. Yeah,
he's not here for like attacking purposes. So
but he still did good, to be honest.
that's what I would expect from a veteran.
Yeah,
I would hope like you starting in that situation that you're actually going to be able to perform a little bit. But
mm,
you know, that's asking for a lot from your front four players to actually hold the burden of actually doing all the work to actually score, especially against lesser teams.
yeah.
No disrespect to a team like Costa Rica, but
I mean,
they're
they
gonna
know
be
that they had less, so they that's why when you play a very low block, that means that you forfeit that. Yeah, hey,
they're better
we're
than
gonna try.
us.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
we're
we're gonna
gonna
suffer.
try to break us.
Yeah. So
Trying to
yeah,
break. Yeah.
that's the thing. That's the point I was gonna make. I would say like you know the Arania decision. I would like no, like why not start Kuto instead of that position? And the other thing that I would say is the Gomez thing. I would honestly think about starting Douglas Luiz. Maybe I'm in the minority here. And the pairing of Marquinhos and Militao, I would like them. Personally, myself, I like natural left-footed players in defense as well. Start Gabriel Magalhaes. If you have a preference of Marquinhos being captain, you start Marquinhos and Magalhaes, man. But again, it goes back to the conversation that we had about Southgate. Sometimes you got to
Hmm.
make tough decisions, bro.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, Militao starts for Real Madrid. Listen, man, I gotta go with a left-footed
yeah.
player in
Uh,
defense. I'm
it's
starting
been like
Gabriel.
this though. It's been well since Edem has been hurt. It was been Gabriel with Marquinhos.
Mhm. So, what do you
Um,
think he changed it?
I don't know what he caved. Maybe he's like I don't know. Yeah, he didn't really do good subs too. So I'm
Because
really concerned. Be like we're 2 years away from the World Cup. I'm like, damn,
yeah,
we're just appointing a coach. Is he bad?
yeah,
Like, I'm saying like I, it's his first tournament, but come like the second half was very obvious, bro. Get us a striker.
and he got you Endrick and subbed off Vinny.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird thought. And then
Name,
Savio was very good. Then
yeah,
again, there's nobody to cross to. So the take on was very great, but there was nobody to do. So you have to, if you get in Savio, get someone like Evan Nilsson. I don't know, someone in the box that has a presence.
yeah.
I would
Neymar was
also
like
I would also
Vinny.
look Vinny, bro. Are you crazy? Don't let me come down there. No. Like, but I would also see if, how can I try Pereira as well because Pereira is he's a more attacking midfielder. He's
Hmm.
gonna try to get some strikes. Paqueta has not tried one. The only time he did, he hit the cross. I mean, like imagine if you were trying. Well, there's no time. It's like you gotta if it's a very low block, you guys the midfield gotta try some stuff too. So we'll see. Um, moving along, Mike.
Hmm.
Moving along. All right, man. Let's go to the first trade of last night while I was sleeping. The Knicks acquired Mikal Bridges from the Nets for picks and Bohan Bogdanovic. First of all, I would never think the Nets would entertain any trades with the Knicks, especially to make the Knicks better across the borough, if I can say.
Hmm.
Let's go into detail. The Knicks received Mikal Bridges in a 2026 second round pick. The Nets received Bohan Bogdanovic. They receive five unprotected first round pick 2025, 2027, 2029, and 2031. And unprotected pick swap in 2028. And top four protected 2025 first round pick and a second round pick in 2025. And I also read that the Knicks still hold first round pick in 2024 from the
The next three
Mavericks.
years, right?
Yeah, the
Hmm.
next 3 years, 24, 20. Because the 2024 right now they have two first round pick, 24th and 25th, and a second round pick, 38th. 2025 they still have two first round pick from Detroit and Washington, top 13 protected or top 10 protected, and a second round pick in from Brooklyn and a second round pick from Detroit, top 20, 55 protected. And there's more 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029, 2030. So they still have a couple picks to kind of maneuver a little bit. Um, even though I was joking around, I'm like, I would block anyone talking about it's fair to have a good player and 6 round picks for Mikal Bridges. I'll block you and I'll block anyone on Twitter but not losing Randall, I'm kind of happy. Because that would be crazy to lose Randall and because like I don't rate Mikal Bridges that high. He's a good perimeter guy. He could shoot the basket. He could create his shot. What's your thought?
I mean, it is a lot. Like you said, it's a lot of first round picks,
Yeah,
and a lot of people that maybe are really unfamiliar and
but you gotta use
or
him at some
yeah,
point.
or even pundits, for example, that would probably say that, well, the Knicks are going to be a good team. Um, those picks aren't really going to amount to much, anyways. Uh, it's more than that. You could retool and repackage these picks for
Yeah,
trade assets later if you want to
yeah,
do that and stuff like that. So
and you
there's
still
a
have some assets to trade.
yeah, there's flexibility there.
Mhm.
So it is a lot, but they got a guy that I think they really needed, man.
Yeah,
When we looked at
they needed a perimeter shooter. That's why they
yeah,
were like thinking about Paul George.
yeah,
They also from rumors, I don't know if how accurate this is. They also would they said that they were ready to send a couple draft capital for Caruso.
That would have been a great
Yeah.
upgrade over
If you get
Deuce.
Caruso, that probably you're probably thinking OG's not resigning. Maybe I'm not sure, but that's another news. Mike OG Anunoby he signs a
I
five
don't think it's
year.
that. I don't think it's that. I think it was
Uh,
I think it would probably be like they need to upgrade the bench. That's one of the things I would have liked to see Tibbs just trust Deuce a little bit more, man.
and that's
In
his
the
guy too.
playoffs, like just give him more minutes. Like play him like 18 minutes in the playoffs
Yeah,
instead of like, whatever, maybe
12 or
he was like
13 ish.
averaging 9 or
Yeah.
10 minutes a game. And that was like I think one of the series, like I think versus Philly he didn't really play that much, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's when he played the Pacers that's when he really.
Philly, he did the adjustment. I think second game or third
Yeah.
game when we were talking about like um playing deuce so that Brunson can free a little bit because like they were throwing a lot of defense
Mm.
and trapping him and stuff like that. But yeah, you're right. He didn't get him. I think yeah, like you said, the Pacers he got more minutes. There were a couple injuries too, so
Yeah, for
minutes like
sure,
were like
for
up to
sure.
grab. But
But
yeah,
yeah, no, it's definitely a guy that they needed because OG is not a he's not a lethal shooter. And again, the biggest thing, man, availability. Like the guys gonna be there, bro. Like
he's been available.
those Villanova guys. Like, I mean, yeah, Brunson got injured there at the end, got a broken left hand, or right hand, whatever it was.
What's the lineup
Uh,
looking like?
I
Sorry.
mean, that's the biggest headache now that you re-sign OG Anunoby
So
to that
you
fat contract.
5 year 212.5?
No, 242, I think, right? Was it
Mm,
212?
212.5,
Okay,
5 year.
okay.
Because he's getting around like 42.5
It's a lot of
ish.
bread. That's
Yeah,
a lot.
42.5
That's a
ish.
lot
It's a
of
lot of
bread.
bread, but that's what I was saying. Like if someone offers 45, the Knicks would probably be like, okay,
Yeah,
we're gonna look a different route. But I said that. I remember I said that anything around 38 to 42-ish, the Knicks will match if someone makes the offer. But I had a feeling like they were gonna quickly resolve this because you don't trade RJ Barrett quickly and not trying to maintain that relationship. Be like, yeah, are you coming back? And also I think he signed to Leon Rose, um, CWA. So I'm like, yeah, he coming back, bro. Now, like,
okay.
we just have to figure it out how the lineup is gonna go. It's probably gonna be Brunson and Mikal at the two,
Yeah.
Rendo at the
Brunson, Mikal,
five,
OG.
OG at the three, and then the center. I said a center because I've heard a lot of rumors that they're shopping Mitchell Robinson around, and I don't know if they have enough money to re-sign
Yeah, they're gonna have to go cheap
Hardenstein.
because
And also in July, I think Brunson is
yeah, they got to
available for
retool
an
his
extension.
contract. Yeah, they got to retool his
So yeah,
contract.
we
So
we get in there. But I think
yeah,
the bench is solid though. Dante, Josh Hart, Deuce. I don't
yeah,
know
for
what's the
sure.
situation is gonna be with Precious and Burks.
Yeah,
If or do you losing Burks and Precious? Who you gonna replace with them? What are you gonna do in the draft tonight? There's so many questions.
yeah,
So many, but I know there's some. It's not done yet. And also, Leon's World niece posted the night before the day of the trade. In the morning, I saw him. I saw they posted that in the Knicks blog of Leon Rose with the phone. Like that famous picture with Leon Rose with the phone when like, I'm not. I'm like, okay, they're gonna activate for the summer. They're gonna look for to do. I didn't think it was gonna come that quick because the Knicks usually takes a long time to do a
yeah,
trade and it's usually a bad. But Leon Rose been balling, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, for sure.
He been quiet but balling.
The team.
He said, I'm not talking to nobody. I'm just here to work.
I think this is the first time. I mean, yeah, the Knicks had Stoudemire and Carmelo on the team at some point, but I think
But
this
with bad
is
rosters.
yeah, I think this is a time that a lot of Knicks fans should really, really, really be excited about
Oh, they are.
the potential that this team has. Like this team is conference finals championship potential. Don't know how they're gonna do versus
The Bucks and the Celtics.
The Boston Celtics. We gotta wait to see what they do with finalizing the roster and everything like that, and see them play a few games together.
Yeah.
But on paper,
it looks decent
You
on
know,
paper.
yeah, you're looking
It
at
looks like it improved a little bit.
yeah, for sure. You're
Yeah.
looking at the shooting, you're looking at the creativity. Like it's not only Jalen Brunson now that has to
Can
do
create their
everything,
own shot when
you
like
know.
when they're playing very stagnant
Yeah.
ball, you know?
So you
And
got
also you
that
gotta look
now.
at the defense, the wing defense, like
100%.
oof.
100%.
And they're gonna make a dog out of Mikal Bridges, so he's gonna be a little bit more like aggressive. Like once you go to the Knicks, it's dog ball. So
100%. So it's gonna be interesting to
yeah,
see
it's
what
gonna be another
Tibbs
trade out for sure. It's
what
gonna be a
Tibbs
trade.
does.
Yeah, and also what they do in the draft as well. Um,
The Lenova Knicks.
I hate that word, but yeah.
The Nova Knicks.
Wizards are trading the Nova Knicks. Wizards are trading Denny Avdija to the Trailblazers for Malcolm Brogdon and number 14 pick. We moving along?
Another point guard traded to the Wizards, man. What else is new? Like, dude, like how many point guards are you guys gonna go through, man? Like,
It looks like Detroit at some
I
point.
mean, I don't know. Like, maybe I don't know if they repackage him again and trade him again, but
Yeah, it might be a
because
draft utilizing.
because I don't see. I mean, then again, Brogdon has come off of a really weird season, injury wise, and
Yeah,
playing in a losing situation. So I don't
Thunder
know
in
if
a
he's.
losing
I don't know if.
situation.
I don't know what motivation is he has at this point. Does he really want to like, hey, this is the situation I'm in. I'm gonna do the best out of it, or he's gonna be like, hey, nah, like, hey, listen, I don't want to be here. Like, y'all need to find a team that's actually playing in the playoffs to trade me to. Like, I don't want to be
Okay,
here.
I
Like,
could see that. Yeah,
yeah.
because he's
So
at a point like might as well be in a team that can compete and play to the highest level.
for sure.
Um, let's see. Paul George trading rumors that the Warriors are willing to give the Clippers 4-year max extension, a max contract. Sorry,
Please,
would that
because it
be would that be great? Like Paul
a hundred
George.
percent,
Okay,
no question. Why?
what's
What?
what is it looking like? Like I see like a lot of people out there back to being contenders. Is that true?
100%.
Really? Why?
Why would rather Paul George being on the Warriors versus him being in Philly
Culture?
paired with exactly.
Okay.
You nailed it right on the head. It's culture. It's it's it's
Draymond Green gonna be barking on your
it's
ears.
Steve Kerr. It's like, look, listen, man, for all we talk, I could talk smack about
I mean, there's banners.
yeah, I could talk smack about Green all I want, man. Like, I don't like the guy most days. Like he's doing his little
But he's a
podcasting
great teammate to
thing.
have
Yeah.
to get the best out of you because
Yeah.
he's gonna be on your ears. You saw what he did to KD. At that point, KD was like considered the best player in the league, next to Stephen Curry. But he was always on like remember the famous meme him
Yeah.
coaching, right?
Yeah.
And he's that guy. Like he's smart. He has very high IQ. I know Paul is smart too. I know they're friends, but he's gonna get the best out of you. It's not gonna be like, oh,
100%.
you're just going somewhere and chillaxing. And like I think CJ McCollum like really hit it before the trade. He said that he would rather see him in the Warriors because going to Philly, no disrespect to Embiid and Maxi, but Embiid is
Never.
you already know
Never.
Embiid is gonna be out 20 games.
Bro.
He might come to the playoff at 60%, even though 60%
Never
Embiid.
healthy in playoffs, man.
Yeah, so what does that leave Paul George's motivation? Be like,
Yep.
like
And
it's like a
and
James Harden situation again.
and seeing what Steph did with this team, um, not having any other
And also, if you add Bobby
shot,
Portis as on the bench, you add a
yeah,
dog that's ready to play.
not having any other shot creator on the team besides himself, dude. Um, it was something, it's something that you have to respect. And now, like you're gonna get somebody that could really get his own shot off, that could actually break down defenses on his own. Like that would be such an improvement, man. Like no disrespect to Clay, bro, but you know, the time the sun is setting. Like, the sun is setting. Like he has to go on a team that has like like a team like the Mavericks, for example, that has like two shot creators that he could just focus on.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, 13 dribbles, 62-point Clay type shit. Like,
Yeah,
so um
even to
because
Minnesota.
yeah, for sure. Like, they could use a wing guy like him,
Yeah,
because he could knock down shots consistently.
yeah.
It's just the fact that the roster, the way that it was tooled in the Bay right now, is they needed him to do a little bit more. That's why Kuminga was being asked to do a little bit more, like attacking the basket a little bit more, because they just needed that type of thing. And Wiggins just, shout outs to him. Hopefully he's good. But with all this family stuff going on outside, he was just not focused this entire
Mm-hmm.
year, and he just couldn't give the production that was really needed out of him. Like,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, he's not as elite as he needs to be. And if you could move on from those two, like Wiggins and Clay, and you bring in Bobby Portis and Paul George, that is an upgrade in my
Yeah,
book.
it is. I was just wondering, like, do you feel like they're automatically a contender? And I
A
see that you're saying
hundred
it
percent.
also. So I'm gonna take a
But
look
I
at
would
the roster again to
I
see.
would say one thing. Let
Even
me
though
let
that
me
hasn't happened yet,
yeah,
guys, we're just
yeah, speculating.
yeah.
Yeah. Let me rewind that back. Maybe not contenders immediately until I see what they would do at the center position.
Okay,
Like, I would like, Kevon Looney is solid.
they could get some
But I would
like a
like,
Valanciunas or something. They can
yeah,
get someone.
even somebody a little bit more athletic,
Yeah,
honestly. Like, I need to see Steph play with
Rachel
one
Robinson.
athletic, please. Please. I'd like to see Steph have a lob threat once in his life, man.
I
Like,
heard Capella was on the move
hey, man, you want a vets minimum real quick for 1 year to go
for
get a
1 year. He
championship?
took. He was like, "Yeah, you guys are finished." Nah. Moving along. Two more. Matthew Stafford's wife apologized to the backup quarterbacks fam. Do you feel about that?
Oh, she apologized to the backup quarterback's
Yeah.
family?
I mean, I think it was kind of awkward, like random too. It was done like since college, so probably like a good 10 years or 15 years. I don't know, 10 years ago. How do
I
you
mean,
feel about that?
shout outs to her, man. Like, apologizing, but first thing you got to
Damage is
do is
done.
apologize to your husband and your family. Like, dude, like, you just gotta know, like,
When what
when
not to
to
say.
when to shut up, man. Like, what is wrong with you, dude?
Yeah.
Like,
I wonder what the conversation with her and Matthew Stafford was like. Like, bro,
like,
put a
like
knife on my heart.
I
I
mean,
mean,
the
I
thing is
think
that
he's
it
probably
happened
over it.
years ago.
Yeah,
It
he's probably
happened
over it,
years
but he was
ago.
probably thinking like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he was probably thinking, even if it was not said as a man, he was probably thinking like, what was that about? Like, what
Yeah,
was this
like, why
conversation
would you
about?
bring that up? Like, why
Then
would
again, we
you
don't know what
ever?
happened in college with him also. Maybe he did something and then that was the payback. Kind of, I don't know. Whatever. We're moving. Last one. Marseille appoints officially Roberto De Zerbi. So I know we talked about it in the chat
Yeah,
and you said you don't really liked it.
yeah, I don't.
So you don't. Okay. I can see why you don't because like there's no stability in the coaching position in Marseille in the past 3 years. With Sampaoli leaving after putting him in a second. I think it was a good job because like when you have less money than Paris Saint-Germain, you're not gonna win, you know? You could win, but it's very difficult because they have too many talents at that time. And you had what was his name again? He just left Lazio as well. Oh my God. Oof. Um,
Oh, Antonio Conte,
no, 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 Antonio Conte. He just left Lazio.
coach.
Yeah,
Forgot.
I'm gonna let you know right now.
Yeah.
Igor Tudor.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so even with Tudor, he left as well, and then you had the guy that went back to Villarreal. Why am I forgetting every coaches? He just did 3 months and left. Gattuso didn't work out, even though Gattuso was just a rental, and then yeah, it's just I understand. There's a lot of unstable, but I like the personality for that team because he has a strong personality apparently in the trainings from what Jao Pedro said. And also this team has in France, this is the team that has the most personality. This is a team that's probably why the reason why they're getting coaches after coaches, but this is a team that needs to always win and they always want to play European ball because that team has a lot of history. I think a 3-year contract, if I'm not mistaken, is a good project for him first year. I hope they don't give him a lot of pressure because there's not gonna be done much. I think it's the beginning of getting a couple players. Second year, so like kind of like solidifying your team, and then the third year, see what you can win, like anything, and maybe extend. I don't know. I don't anticipate him staying for more than 4 years because I think he's gonna go back to England. But
Hmm.
I think that's a great jump for him. It's gonna help him a lot. 'Cause it's gonna be very difficult. He's gonna probably figure it out a lot from himself. And also I think it's gonna do good for Marseille. You have a coach, like I said, that has personality, is a little bit smarter and knowing what he wants to do and implementing. And officially, if you're signing for 3 years and respecting the 3 years, you're officially gonna have a style of play. Because Marseille had like probably 3, 4 different style of play. It's and almost had the same players. It's really difficult for the players. So we'll see. But you don't believe in it, so we'll see.
Yeah, I mean,
I see
me
what I
like
see why, but
maybe
they
I'm
need to they need to
delusional.
also hit on the players they're buying. I think the Zerbi is gonna want to have a lot of saying, whereas before they appointed Marcelino, they already had 3, 4 players coming in. Like, come on, like you. So we'll see.
Maybe I'm just delusional thinking
You're not delusional. I think you're.
that 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 Marseille is a downgrade over Brighton. But it's Marseille. It's one of the biggest cities in France. It's a very storied well, not franchise, storied club that's won a Champions League before. So,
I
I
I
really
would
can't look at it like that.
I wouldn't say a downgrade, but like you said, when you just explained, Marseille has more history than Brighton.
Yeah.
If I may say, no disrespect to any Brighton fan, and the history Brighton has a rich history too. But the history and the city, they I know in England they do as well, but Marseille they live for that. Um, Marseille is like a culture for people that live there. So I don't think it's a downgrade. It might be a downgrade in the quality at the moment,
Hmm.
maybe because Brighton hasn't been good as well. So I think that's a more meaningful project, bro. Like you're going there and you want to prove that you can take Paris Saint-Germain. That's a meaningful project because it's very difficult to go against money. So or stay in England with Brighton and finish eighth again and not being talked on because like there's many other coaches that are doing better now. Unai. So yeah, so I think it's a good move for him from whatever team that was left. Because like if he said no to Bayern and Manchester United went with Ten Hag after looking at his profile and Tuchel saying no, there's not much team left. So yeah,
Yeah.
unless he went to AC Milan, but I don't know if they have the money to. I don't know if they already were like very advanced with Fonseca. I don't know if what the money requirement is for him. So we'll see. So yeah, that was all we had today, Mike. This was episode 81.
Nice, nice, nice.
Any last word?
No, good to be
Anything
back.
you've been watching that's shocking?
No, I
No,
haven't been
nothing.
watching anything, bro.
I haven't watched Game of
Well,
Thrones yet, right?
no, I haven't watched House of
Me
the
too.
Dragon
I
yet.
haven't watched it yet.
I've watched what, 2.5 episodes of The Boys.
Oh yeah. I'm on
Uh,
episode 4.
yeah. Uh,
What's hell? What's new? Homelander killing everybody. So it's really nothing new, man.
oh man, I just didn't like the fact that they made my boy
Yeah, Frenchie. Yeah,
go left out of
French.
nowhere.
Yeah,
Out of
Frenchie.
nowhere,
Frenchie on
bro.
the left side now.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that's
So
it.
all right, episode 81. Like always available on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple. Like, subscribe, download, comment, and we'll see you for the next episode for 82. Thank you very much. Peace.
Peace.